Hey y'all, Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV. I'm here to bring you news and commentary you can use. Listen, remember when I was telling y'all in one of my upcoming videos, I had some very important information to tell you about 3 events, okay, that people are wondering, could this happen in 2024? Well, guess what, y'all? This is that video, okay? So I want you to go ahead and sit down, okay? Go ahead and sit down. You may want to even take notes, okay? You may want to even take notes. But I want to get your thoughts on this. Listen to what I have to say, okay? And then let me know your thoughts in the comments. Listen, y'all, okay? I want to talk about, it's so much that's happening in the world, not only here in America, in the United States, but all across the world, right? There are concerns regarding our open borders and the migrant crisis, okay? A lot of people are just kind of catching on to what's happening concerning our U.S.-Mexico border. Many of you have shared with me, and it is true, okay, that this isn't just something that just started this year, okay? This has actually been happening over the past several years, okay? Even as far back to several decades ago, but we'll talk about that in another video. Listen, y'all, I have some information here, okay? I have some information that I want to share, and I want to know your thoughts. Listen to this, y'all, okay? There are 3 events, okay? 3 events that, first of all, let me say this, okay? This video, I'm not trying to scare you. This is not fear mongering, okay? I am presenting this information because based on whether it's past events or current events, okay, there are some signs that could point to the fact that these events may, or you may say, Andrea, this isn't likely to happen, okay? I want to present the information to you and get your thoughts, okay? Listen, y'all, I want to refer to these 3 events as black swan events, okay, according to my sources. Now, have you ever heard of that? I had never heard of this term prior to my research on this, but listen, y'all, a black swan event, okay? So black swan events, I'm going to talk about 3 of them. Black swan, S-W-A-N, like the animal, right? Black swan events that some, okay, are preparing for in this year, 2024, y'all. Now, according to my sources, a black swan event is a term that was actually coined in a 2007 book titled The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Okay, I'm going to do my research on that. I'm not familiar with the author nor the book. You can do your research as well, okay? Now listen, according to Taleb, a black swan event has 3 critical components. Listen to the 3 critical components, y'all. Number 1, it is so rare that even the possibility that it might occur is unknown. Number 2, has a catastrophic impact. And 3, is explained in hindsight as if it were actually predictable. All right, now, because a black swan event is innately unpredictable, it's virtually impossible to prepare for one. All right, but listen, y'all, with that said, there are some things that we can do today to prepare for the unforeseen and ensure that we are taking care of our families, our households, our loved ones, even if the worst should happen, okay? Preparing, okay, part of preparing is knowing what's going on, having an understanding of what's going on, having an understanding of threats, challenges, okay, that we face in 2024 as a nation, okay, and as a world, right? Then not only does that involve knowing, okay, and having an understanding of what's going on, but then it goes into creating a strategy to manage, right, the risk to the best of our ability. Okay, listen, y'all, my sources say, okay, here's what some are closely watching for in 2024. Okay, we already talked about so much happening. It seems like the world, or parts of the world, is in chaos. People are being pitted against one another. Okay, here in America specifically, you got, the Democrats are mad with the Republicans. The Republicans are upset with the Democrats. In certain cases, there are race wars and things like that. Not to say that any of that is unjustified, right? I'm just saying these are things that are happening. This group hates that group, or this group has a problem with that group. You know, so many people are being pitted against one another, right? Where's the unity? Okay. And it seems like things are becoming more divided, becoming more chaotic every day. Okay. Now listen, here are the possible events, okay, based on current events, based on things that have happened in the past, okay, and research. Here are 3 possible events on the radar for 2024. Not to say that they're going to happen, but based on trends, based on patterns, even based on history, here are 3 events that we want to ask, okay? Could something like this happen in 2024, okay? The first one that I want to talk about, and I want to know your thoughts on, the first possible event, okay, that's on the radar for 2024, national security event. Okay, now let's talk about what that means. Okay, now, according to my sources, okay, with a record number of migrants coming from Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. Okay, we've talked about the migrant crisis. Some of you have even pointed out saying, hey, you know, not everyone is coming from Mexico. They're coming from other countries. They're even coming from across the seas. Okay, they're, as I just named, Africa, Asia, Middle East. They're coming from other continents, right? Pouring over our borders, okay, coming by the thousands, the tens of thousands. More and more people are concerned, okay, that there could be some kind of strike that may come from within our country. Okay, I know that it has been said that our current military is one of the strongest, or is if not, I'm sorry, let me say that again. Okay, I know it has been said that our military, our U.S. military, is one of the strongest, if not the strongest in the world, right? Maybe the strongest in the world. Okay, and it could be very hard, okay, or challenging to defeat our country from the outside. But we have so many people, okay, and truth be told, we don't know where these people are coming from. Okay, they're coming from all over the world. They're pouring across our border. They're coming in. Okay, I read an article. I was sharing information with you all where in some cases they're getting fake IDs. Okay, some of you all said that they're using the IDs to vote. But what I'm saying is they're coming across the border, not going through the lawful way, as some of you all may have shared, and they're establishing themselves in the country as one of our own. Okay, we don't know their intentions. I'm not even saying that they're all coming to do harm, but with more and more people coming, and in some cases they have. Okay, I've shared stories with you all on the channel, factual stories that have been reported, and there are even some that have not been reported, right? But with more and more people pouring across the border, coming into the country, it's raising concerns. Okay, now here's a quote by Catherine Herridge, who recently told Face the Nation that she's concerned 2024 may be the year of a national security black swan event with a significant impact. Okay, she was quoted as saying, there are a number of concerns I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing with the wars in Israel and also Ukraine, and we're so divided in this country, she said, in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think she thinks, I'm reading as her, she thinks that it just creates fertile ground for our adversaries, okay, like North Korea, China, and Iran, she said. Okay, now the FBI director Christopher Wray, in congressional testimony, recently echoed this concern. Listen, y'all, these are the stories that may not make headline news all the time. Okay, they try to keep us distracted with other stories, but they don't tell us about the concerns that are actually being raised. Okay, listen to what the FBI director had to say, y'all. FBI director Christopher Wray, in congressional testimony, recently echoed this concern. He said, and I quote, "What I would say that is unique about the environment that we're in right now in my career," he said, "I've never seen a time where all the threats," listen, y'all, this is in the words of FBI Director Christopher Wray. He said, and I quote, "I've never seen a time where all the threats or so many of the threats are all elevated, all at exactly the same time. That's what he's saying, y'all. Doesn't it seem like this country, one day is this country got a problem with us, that country has a problem with us over here, now all of a sudden we have seemed like gotten together with the United Kingdom, and we're sending we're launching attacks on this group. Why is this all happening? So many different situations are happening, and it's elevating, y'all. Why is it happening all at the same time? Okay, let me know your thoughts on this, y'all. Now, also, it's been said that it wouldn't take much for someone on the inside to take out our fragile power grid. Okay, there have been stories where power grids, or the substations, I believe they're called, have been damaged intentionally. Okay, what's going on with that? And plunged the United States into darkness, okay, and chaos, with no access to food, money, or healthcare services. Okay, I've spoken before here on the channel. Our power grid is at a very fragile, critical state. That's why it's very important for all of us, okay, to have backup power, backup energy. These are not new things that I'm talking about, y'all. I've been talking about this for a while now, okay? Or the article says an attack that would give our government cause to impose martial law and lockdowns in the name of security. Okay, I was reading a comment someone on the channel was sharing about how that could be a possibility, putting our country under martial law, even in the case of, I think we were speaking about the election, the 2024 election, like what would they do to try to stop it if one side feels like they don't want the other side to win? Okay, listen, or could it draw us closer to, okay, I asked that question on the channel, are we in it now? And most of you at the time of this video said yes. Okay, listen, so the first one, some type of national security event. Okay, I hope none of this happens, but these are concerns that people are having, y'all. The second one, okay, is actually World War. Okay, listen, as the world found out on the eve, this is a history lesson, okay, my sources say that as the world found out on the eve of World War I, it can be the least likely event to send the world to war. Okay, before World War I, the belief was that economic and military alliances would prevent a full-scale war. Okay, the loss of life, okay, of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914 proved this theory wrong, and the world went to war. Okay, we're going on year 2 of the Ukraine-Russia war. We've talked about that, and things are heating up with the Hamas-Israel. And things are heating up with the Hamas-Israel conflict, and in the Middle East. All these things are happening at the same time, y'all. Okay, we've seen and we've discussed here on the channel a few times where the Houthis, okay, they continue to attack the commercial vessels, okay, the vessels carrying the shipping containers in the Red Sea, that they say are linked with Israel. Okay, the Houthis have launched about 24 attacks on international shipping, if not more by the time of this broadcast, since October 19th. Okay, the strikes prompted U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, you've heard me talk about him before, to announce the formation of a coalition of at least 13 countries to focus on security in the Red Sea. Okay, currently there are 5 warships from the United States, France, and the United Kingdom patrolling the Red Sea and the Western Gulf of Aden. Okay, at the time of this article it may be more. They may have withdrawn by now. Okay, you can do your research on that. Either way, y'all, that doesn't sound like a good thing at all. Okay, then there's also China-U.S. tensions, okay, over Taiwan. Any action taken across the Taiwan Strait will have global ramifications. Okay, North Korea, they're expecting some type of armed conflict, okay, and their leader. All the world needs is someone to light a match, okay, and things can escalate very quickly, as we see it has been happening. Okay, that was the way that it was described in the article I'm reading. Okay, listen, we don't even have to discuss nuclear war. Okay, could that be a possibility? Okay, what about a military draft here in America? There are concerns of that as well. We've talked about supply chain disruptions, food rationing. Okay, I'm going to share my video where I talked about, I took you through a history lesson and I brought it back to how it's relevant today. The possibility of food rationing. I think people think that that's the people who know, or people that have heard about it, some may think that's a thing of the past, but guess what, y'all? Based on patterns, based on how things are going, it could very well be a reality today. Okay, how prepared are you for all of this? Think about the things I've talked about already. Just how prepared are you for these things? Okay, the third one that I'm going to talk about as I conclude this video, y'all, and it has already been happening and continues to happen, massive cyber attacks. Okay, let's talk about that. I want to get your thoughts. Massive cyber attacks. Okay, last January, according to my sources in Davos, Switzerland, the World Economic Forum, WEF, launched its Global Cybersecurity Outlook 2023 report, and it's pretty shocking, y'all. Okay, much like they warned, okay, about a global pandemic before it happened. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Much like they warned about a global pandemic before it happened, they are sounding the alarm on the risk of catastrophic cyber attacks. Okay, according to the World Economic Forum, over 93% of cybersecurity experts and 86% of business leaders believe and I quote, far-reaching catastrophic cyber event is likely within the next 2 years. Okay, it's already 2024, so between now and 2026, okay, there are some concerns that what I quoted as a far-reaching catastrophic cyber event could occur. Okay, and there is a critical skills gap, my sources say, that is threatening societies and key infrastructure. Okay, they even put out a video titled "A Cyber Attack with Like Characteristics." Okay, you may want to do your research on that. All right, now the WEF created a partnership against cybercrime, which essentially wants a regulated internet. Okay, there are plans to regulate the internet. They want to take out what they consider okay, all of that, y'all. They want everyone's access to the internet to be tied to a digital ID. Think about that, y'all. It's about control. Okay, now listen to this. Okay, independent journalist Whitney Webb recently exposed the WEF false flag plan to carry out a massive cyber attack in 2024 that will pave the way for a regional war in the Middle East. Listen, not only could they use an attack to blame another nation or state and justify going to war, but it will help elites and governments usher in control over our money. Oh my goodness, y'all. Do I need to stop talking about this in the video? This is going deep, okay? If they convince the public that a bad actor like Russia or Iran set up the attack, people will rally around the flag and support a war. So see how they're pitting? They could even use something like this to pit nations against each other. Okay, and listen, if they convince the public that anonymity online, okay, that's ANONYMITY online, is dangerous as a result of a cyber attack, they can manufacture fear and save the day, I quote, with digital IDs, y'all. Okay, again, creating a problem and creating what they call a solution. Oh, y'all, I might need to be quiet here. Okay, I don't know if they want me to talk about this, but somebody needs to talk about it, y'all. Okay, is this the Great Reset? I want to know your thoughts on this. Could this very well be the Great Reset? Will they use this to collapse the system and usher in CBDCs, okay, and digital IDs, okay? And if they do use a massive cyber attack to collapse the system, okay, think about what I'm saying, y'all, and shut off the internet or even take down the grid, are you prepared for the chaos that will come after that? I'm gonna let you answer that, okay? Listen, that's why we prepare, okay? Not saying that we know for sure. We don't know 100% for sure these things are gonna happen, but I'm telling y'all, you gotta pay attention to what's going on. You gotta pay attention to what's going on, know what's going on, and make a plan to protect provide for you and your family, okay? So that you can sustain, thrive, and survive through all of this, okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? Have I said some things that you agree with, disagree with? Let me know how you feel in the comments, okay? Take care, y'all. Be blessed. Stay safe. Stay encouraged, okay? And I'll see you all in the next video.